All right, guys, if it's one thing I've learned over the last week or so, is that Masters of the Universe Revelation is not made for me. It's not made for me. It's not made for anybody who might be critical of it. Like, if you don't adore it and everything, they have a simple answer for you. It's not made for you. Boom, that's it. End of story. No more conversation, okay? There can be no criticism of this. The only people who are welcome in that space are people who absolutely adore it. They don't give a fuck about anything. They don't care about any inconsistencies. They don't care about any plot holes. They don't care about any character misrepresentations from the last series or anything like that. No. Come on in. We love you. As long as you love us, we love you. You know, and they have a big old love fest, you know. They have a big old fucking orgy of Masters of the Universe, you know, where they just love on each other. And it's just, it's beautiful. All right. And I accept this. Okay. There's no place for me here. As a matter of fact, it reminds me of West Side Story when they're singing, "There's a place for us." I'm running out of places for us. You know, those of us who are passionate about the things that we love and the things that built us the way that we are. All of our influences, people are fucking with. All of our foundations, people are fucking with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to feel like, I'm glad that you only get to live for a short amount of time, because after a while, it seems to me that shit done changes and life actually betrays everything that you think you know. You know what I'm saying? Not to sound pessimistic, but I'm just saying sometimes you kind of feel that way, you know, everywhere you look around. You know, you have to have a thought passport. You have to have a reason passport. You have to have a vaccine passport. You know what I'm saying? You have to show your papers for just about everything that they dictate to you, to prove that you think the way that they want you to think. You feel the way that they want you to feel. You reason the way that they want you to reason. So fine, okay? I am learning to accept this. It's okay. However, it makes me wonder, right? And reasonably so. So who are these things geared towards? You know, who exactly are they trying to attract with all of these things that they're reworking and tearing down and building back up? All right, so I think I have a picture of where we're going with all of this. I think I know the type of people that they're looking for, and I want to share it with you guys. So let's talk about it. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind, guys. And a couple of days ago, right, I saw this article, and it all became clear to me. This is what it's all about, okay? So look. There's this article here on autostraddle.com, right? And it says here, I'm going to read the headline for you, and right off the bat, you're going to know where we're going with this. It says, Sarah Michelle Gellar, gaze up. Masters of the Universe Revelation. He-Man fanboys drown in own tears. Sarah Michelle Gellar, gaze up. Masters of the Universe Revelation. He-Man fanboys drown in their own tears. Wow. Tells you right off the bat the type of bullshit we're in for, okay? And this article is by Heather Hogan. Now, there's a name. I have never known any psycho bitches in my life named Heather. How about you? All right, so it goes on here. And it says, like so many sailors who crashed their ship against the boulders of the seas at the sound of sirens, and the children who followed trails of candy into haunted woods, like the moth to the flame the prophet Janet Jackson heralded, I too am propelled along by an invisible force. No matter the time, the day, the season, the obligations before me, if I hear in the distance the sound of fanboy tears, I will follow them to the very edges of the earth to claim my prize. Oh, there's always a prize. They sob in a heap. Our childhoods, our masculinity, virtue signaling, while review bombing whatever is before them. Guys, this fucking gutter rat, you know, you couldn't like tell anyone any clearer that you're a complete fucking program, a sheep, someone who's been conditioned any clearer than that opening paragraph right there. You don't have to say it in so many words. All you have to do is hear what this chick is saying to know what you're dealing with this person named Heather, okay? So she goes on, and she goes on to say, and what is before them? Women, of course. Here we go. Women, because there are no women who have any problems with Masters of the Universe Revelation, right? See, this is where they fuck up at. This is exactly where they fuck up, because they all go under the assumption, right? And they all think that we're fucking stupid, and a lot of us are, where we believe that the only people who have a problem with the things that we're talking about are white men. Okay? And in doing this, they betray their own racism and their own sexism because they don't even acknowledge women. They don't acknowledge black people. They don't acknowledge any other color for that matter. They just focus on men, masculinity, toxic masculinity. Get the fuck out of here, you flea-bitten mongrel. But let's see. She goes on to say, and what is it before them? Women, of course. Women with armor, with lasers, with daggers, and swagger, and shaved heads. Women piloting the very spaceships that lined the walls of their boyhood, boys-only clubhouses. What the fuck are we talking about? The Little Rascals? The He-Man Woman Haters Club? Chick, that was back in the fucking 30s and 40s. You know what I'm saying? You're in 2021 right now, you miserable wench. Now it says here, on their boyhood clubhouses, women busting Ghostbusters now. Women overpowering big bads who destroy cities under the watch of superheroic men. Women with other women and not a man in sight. Now that shit I can't believe. All right, I can believe that no man would want to be within any sight of you. And I believe they wouldn't want you within any sight of them, Heather. You know what I'm saying? That's probably more like it. Here comes Heather. Let's break the fuck out. I don't want to see that crazy bitch. Last week, I followed the sweet sound of fanboy weeping. Yo, this chick is a freak, man. It's like you can like something, right? You can like a movie, you can like a TV show, but how the hell do you fucking get off on people who don't like something? Like that is actually a fetish, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like you're just not liking what you like, but you have to know that somebody else is not liking it in addition to that. So you're taking pleasure in somebody else's misfortune. You know what I mean? You're a fucking sociopath. You know, it says here, all right, last week I followed the sweet sound of fanboy weeping and discovered a treasure beyond my wildest imagination. Netflix He-Man reboot, Masters of the Universe Revelation, the latest offering on the streamer's 80s nostalgia altar. 80s nostalgia altar. See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. It's like they go back, they know what they're doing, and this chick is proving it right here. They know that they're going back, you know, and they're grabbing something that a certain generation holds dear. It doesn't matter if it's the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, even the early 2000s. When you take something that someone has loved in their childhood and you deconstruct it and you build it back up in your own image to reflect your own values, well, you're going to have a natural pushback. And then you got the nerve to sit back and try to act like somebody is wrong for that. That's called having values. That's called having morals and traditions. And if you haven't noticed, that's what's been under attack. So for all of you simpletons who like to sit around talking about it's just a cartoon, look around, it's more than just a cartoon. And I've been saying this for years. It's bigger than Star Wars. Does that sound familiar? No, it doesn't, because you got a fucking head full of shit. That's the reason why you can't hear anything. You can't reason anything out in your own mind to understand exactly what is under attack here. Listen to the children. Go into the schools. Go into the public school system and see what they're being taught and see how they're being taught and understand that all of this is connected. Yes, we can talk about a cartoon in the context of everything else that's happening. It's amazing. But then you have people like this, you know, fucking freaks like this, who the only thing that they care about is that somebody else is suffering. That's how miserable their life is. That the only way they can feel better is by seeing somebody else who's got a problem. Amazing. Misery loves company indeed. All right, so it looks like the original He-Man, and it sounds like the original He-Man, and the cast of characters is nearly the same as the original He-Man, but this is not original He-Man. For starters, it's almost not even about He-Man at all. Without spoiling too much, Prince Adam and He-Man get taken out of commission at the end of the first episode of Revelation. Yay! See, this is what we're talking about. The things that we criticized it for, these fucking sickos are cheering. Kevin Smith, this is your audience. This is what you want. You simp motherfucker. It says here, he gets taken out of commission at the end, and the entire show becomes about Teela, who ditches the crown and the tight updo for an asymmetrical trim with the undercut, and her job as captain of the Grayskull Guard for a gig as a mercenary along her gal pal Andra. And they don't say they have a thing for each other, but I'm also not sure you even have to say a thing is a thing anymore. There's obviously something going on with them. They're adventuring companions who can't keep their eyes or hands off each other. And of course, remember guys, this is for kids, right? You can't have it both ways. But that's what they say when we criticize it. This is for kids. It doesn't matter that Skeletor shanks the so-called hero through his back and out through the front. This is what we give to our kids. And of course, this chick here is talking about how Teela and Andra can't keep their hands off each other. Once again, kids entertainment, gotta love it. Teela's not the only one who got fanboys weeping. Andra is obviously no longer Lieutenant Andra, and now she's badass black woman. And the first king of Grayskull is the guy at the castle. The first king of Grayskull, the guy at the castle, was named after, and the original He-Man is a badass black warrior. No, the fuck he's not a badass black warrior. He's a cartoon character that's been made over from what he was to suit the agenda of other people, all right? You want to see a real badass black warrior? Well, you already pressed play, so you got it, bitch. All right, it says here, you know, I gotta chill, all right? But anyway, Franz Jerome over at Black Nerd Problems points out what a big deal that is and how it too caused a riot with the self-righteous and self-appointed gatekeepers of the culture. You're just going to keep going with that narrative because you don't want to admit that people like me exist. That's the reason why I go so hard with this shit right here, because you want to act like you're speaking for me when clearly I can speak for myself, okay? My squad, the Dark Council, we speak for ourselves. You got so many people in this space who are pushing back against this narrative that we need people to stick their hands up in our black asses and speak for us, like with some fucking ventriloquist dummies. You know, and a lot of us are. Like, there's just knock on wood. There's nothing going on up here. All we can do is parrot what you have to say. And if we don't parrot what you have to say, well, you have no knowledge or you know, you have no acknowledgement of who we are. You know, you have no acceptance of who we are. You won't validate who we are, but that's okay. We don't need you to validate who we are because once again, we can speak for ourselves. It says here, Lynn, okay, Andra points out, oh, it's just one of the self-aware, Furthermore, Teela and Andra are joined on many of their quests by longtime gay icon Evil Lynn. Really? Longtime gay icon? Evil Lynn. Who we find out, in fact, added the evil to her name after her parents sent her out into the world as Lynn. Just one of the self-aware jokes that lovingly clown the original series. Lovingly? If by lovingly you mean bent over and taking it up the ass, yeah, I don't know. That's a little rough for lovingly, I think, but that's what you're doing. Andra points out that He-Man's dialogue and his ridiculous puns are corny as heck, and Teela has to agree. Lynn is evil, and then she's not, and then she is, and then she's not. You know how it goes with these crunchy, outside, gooey, inside characters we all know and love. However, you won't care about her character alignment when she takes off her helmet and shakes out her silver mane in the wind. And also when I tell you she's voiced by Lena Headley. All right, listen, guys. It says here, I should also tell you that Teela is voiced badly by Sarah Michelle Gellar. All right, there's shades of Cersei and Buffy. All right, look, I'm not getting into this anymore, okay? Because I don't want the video to go on too long, which it already is. But listen, this is what I'm talking about, guys. All right, we're supposed to put down what we have loved for most of our lives, you know, in our memories. It's not like we just walk around, He-Man. He-Man. But it occupies a very nice, loving space in our memories until these people dig it up and just start fucking with it in front of our faces and expect that we're just not going to say anything. You know what I mean? So you're attracting psychopaths like this who just love it. They love the fact that we're losing the things that we used to love one by one. And if you think that it just stops with a cartoon, if you think that it doesn't go on into life and tradition and morals and country, you think there's not people out here who's laughing at what we're going through in this country as a society, as a united society, as a free society, then you're wrong. They're all cut from the same cloth. That's why you have to fight it on every level, on every plateau that you find it on. I don't care if it's a cartoon. I don't care if it's a drama. I don't care if it's a movie. I don't care if it's a government office. You know, you find these roaches everywhere you go. Well, I'll say to you, Heather, you love fanboy tears. You love male tears. Well, here's a little secret for you, you psychopath. a lot of males like myself, we cry through our dick, all right? So if you love guzzling tears, I can give you some tears that you'll find very refreshing. All right, guys, that's it. Now you guys can get in the comment section and you can let me know how you feel about this bullshit, about this woman here who gets off like too many people do, because it's not just women. You got a lot of bitch-ass, bitch-made men out here who feel the same way. They don't see anything wrong with all this stuff. They don't see anything wrong with laughing at somebody else who's got a problem with something that they've been emotionally invested in through their childhood. You know, so fine, all right? But you can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel about all of this. For my part, I know a lot of people out there say, listen, just don't talk about it. Just ignore them. Listen, you won't see me catching a heart attack after, over all of this. But what this is about is, if you want the attention, I'm just the motherfucker to give you the attention. All right. You won't like the kind of attention I give you. Okay. So that's what I'm talking about. I hope you enjoyed this smack upside your head. There's plenty more to come. All right, guys, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. Get in the comment section. Let me know what's up. Okay. I'm on Twitter. If you don't want to see me there, catch me on the next one. Thank you for listening, guys. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.